Hey guys, it's Kevin. Welcome to another tutorial video. Today we're going to be doing some Photoshop and some Cinema 4D, and I want to show you how to take a city scene like this and this nice smooth road that we have here and add some cracks to it, make it look very realistic. I want to show you how to do that in Photoshop and in Cinema 4D. A lot of fun, a lot of possibilities you have with this type of technique. So let's go ahead and dive right in and learn how to do this. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into this quick tutorial. I've got this picture right here. This is of a cityscape. This is actually taken near my hometown of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And so this is just me standing on the sidewalk taking a picture of the city. And I've touched it up a little bit, added some extra colors and brightness and contrast and all that stuff. But this is the main picture, and we're going to be adding some cracks to this road. And so the way I'm going to do that is using Cinema 4D. So I've got Cinema 4D open here, and what we want to do, what I like to do first of all, is go ahead and open up a background. And so let's go ahead and click up here and click background. And we want to add the picture that we just have here. And so I've got this saved as on my computer as tutorial plate. And so I'm just going to go find that on my computer, and then I'm going to drag this down here to my materials and then just drag it onto our background. And when you see that, you're going to see that it's a little bit stretched. It's a little bit, it's not exactly the right proportions. And the way we're going to fix that is we're going to go to Photoshop and just kind of see what our dimensions are. It's 3000 for the width and 2309 for the height. And so we'll just go back into Cinema 4D and let's do our render settings. Is going to be 3000 by 2309, and that's going to match out perfectly, and we're going to do redshift, and there you go. And now we have the exact type of proportions that we want for our background. But the background's really just going to be kind of a template that we're kind of just looking at to make sure that the perspective is right. We're not actually going to be doing anything on the actual background in Cinema 4D. So the next thing I want to do is I want to kind of make a little mock-up of this road right here. And so let's go ahead and take our perspective, and I'm just going to kind of fix this a little bit so we're a little bit closer to where we need to be. It doesn't have to be exact, but you want to make sure your horizon is about where it should be. And then we're going to get a cube like this, and I want it to be pretty wide, but not very deep. And so, maybe like 7 or 8 centimeters deep, but our width is obviously going to be a lot bigger. So we want to make sure it fits, this little section of road right here. And so I'm just going to drag this out. It doesn't have to be precise, but I'm just going to drag it out until it fits kind of like in this little section of the road. So you can see that right there. And in my case, it looks like it's about, almost 1,000 centimeters by 700 some centimeters, but it doesn't really matter exactly what your centimeters are. You just want to make sure that you're covering this section that you want to break. All right, so now that's good that we have that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to change this into a Voronoi fracture because we want to break it. And so let's go to our cube and let's go to MoGraph Voronoi fracture and just put that cube right in there. And you're going to notice that it does all of these weird things here. It adds all these little cracks and sections here. If you've never used Voronoi fracture, it's a wonderful tool to do stuff like this. Before I go any further though, I'm going to go ahead and add a camera. So I'm just going to go to redshift and camera standard and go ahead and set this as my camera perspective here, because I can always come back to this perspective. And I'm just going to go ahead and click off of it real quick because I want to show you what the Voronoi fracture looks like. So that's what it looks like to start off with, but I do want to add a lot more of these cracks. And so I go to sources, point generator, distribution, and instead of 20, which is just a few little blocks, I want to do like an insane amount here. So I'm going to do like 2,500 different little blocks there, and you can see they are just all over the place, and they're evenly distributed. So I don't really like that. I want them to be more like in the center, and so I'm going to go to a normal distribution amount, and now that's going to put more of them in the middle and less of them on the outside of it, and that's kind of what I want for this one. So let's go back to our regular camera view, and this is what we've got going on here. We've got this road, or this this cube right here that's going to be the fill-in for the road. It's got all of these little blocks in here. Now what I want to do is I want to crack the road. And so I'm going to go to my Voronoi fracture, and I'm going to change it to don't do rigid body. That's right, rigid body. But I want to trigger it on collision. And so I don't want it to automatically start being a rigid object when I hit play, because if I do that, it's just going to fall. So if you go to immediate and you hit play, it's just going to start falling down, and we don't want that. We want this thing to stay still. So just do on collision. And now what we want to do is we want to make these cracks into the road here. And so the best way that I found to do that, there might be other ways, is to get another object like a sphere, and we're going to put this sphere right above the road here, and then we're going to change this sphere to a rigid body as well. And now when we hit play, it's going to fall and it's going to break this road. You can see I stopped the animation, but it's going to just break that road completely. And it's just a big old mess right here, because we have all of these little pieces that are just breaking right through, and they're falling down into the abyss. So I don't want them to fall down to the abyss. I want them to just kind of stay there, like they're on the road and they're not going anywhere. And so the way we're going to fix that is we're going to make another cube right below this one. So just hold your control key, drag your cube down. Now you have another cube, but this one we want it to be, it can still be 8 centimeters, that's fine. But you just want to bring it down right below this little road. So you can see, let me turn off my camera real quick. So you can see that I've got my road that's cracked, and then I just have a random cube right under it, and that's just going to hold all of these things in place. And so that's what I'm going to do there. And the way you're going to do that is get your cube and make it into a collider body. And so everything that like falls onto this gray cube down here, it's not going to go anywhere. So now when we hit play, it breaks it. You can see how it breaks it, but it doesn't, all these pieces don't fall down to the ground. And so the sphere is kind of blocking this. So all you want to do is just get rid of the sphere, just make it invisible. Don't click your uncheck off. But you just want to do that. And now when you play the animation, you see our little crack that we have in here. So yeah, I think that looks good. That's a good start there. You can also make the bottom cube, you can make that go down a little bit further, kind of like this. And so now when you do it, you have like a really deep fissure in there. So one thing that I don't like about this, let's make our sphere just a little bit smaller here, like 50. Let's play it. Okay, one thing I don't like about it, let me just show you what's going on here, is we have, it's just like, all these pieces are just like exploding. They're just going everywhere. And I want them to kind of connect to each other just a little bit better than that. And so what I want to do is I want to go to my Voronoi fracture and hit connectors. So just go down here, hit connectors, and then use create fixed connector. And then what that happens, what that means is it's going to connect all of these pieces together, and it's going to take a lot of force to break them apart. So let's go ahead and do our what the force is already at by default, and we hit our play. And now you can see when it plays, it connects the pieces together. You can see that they're still connected. It's not, all these pieces out here are not falling apart either. And so I think that looks a little bit more realistic like that. You can play around with your force and make it weaker or stronger. So if we were to make it a lot weaker, like 400 centimeters, and then you hit play, the sphere is going to drop down, and they're still going to connect, but they're not going to connect as strong as if it was at like 40,000. And so you can figure out what exactly you want it to look like, whether it's, a big old mess or whether it's, somewhat connected together. That's up to you. Now, this is how I'm just going to leave it like this for now. You could obviously do more types of cracks or whatever. I just wanted to show you how to do this basic one. Let's go ahead and do a render view though in Redshift and see what it looks like. And so it's automatically going to look kind of weird because we don't have any lights. And so we need to add some lights here. And now what I want to do for the lights is I'm going to go to Redshift and do a light and do a dome light. And that automatically does that, which is just kind of weird because it's just a white dome light. I don't want that. I want that kind of sky in the background. I don't have HDRI for this one, but I am just going to use the clouds that I used for this picture, which I believe, if I remember which clouds they are, I think it was this one. Okay, so I'm just going to add these clouds in here as my background. And so that's going to change the light setup just a little bit better for our dome light. Yeah, something like that. I think that looks a little bit better, but I'm going to turn off the background because I don't want to see all those clouds in the background. So just like that. And now this looks a lot more realistic, except you have all these weird colors in our Voronoi fracture. So we just need to add a texture to it. I've got some redshift textures that I already use, like concrete textures. You may have your own textures that you already have, and that's great if you want to use that. You actually don't even have to have textures for this one, but I'm just going to use a texture anyway because what we're going to do in Photoshop. But I'm going to go ahead and bring that, and I'm going to put that concrete texture right on the Voronoi fracture. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it look like that concrete. Let's just change our mapping to cubic. I think that'll be better. Okay, so there you go. There's what our render view looks like. So it's not bad. It's not bad. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to let's go ahead and add 2 spheres to this. Let's add multiple spheres. So let's just go back to our animation. I'm going to set this to the side real quick. Here's our sphere. I'm going to duplicate this sphere. And I'm going to go over here and do another one, like right there. And let's do one more. So we're going to have 3 spheres in this one. And let's go ahead and bring you over here. So 3 spheres, 3 holes in a row. Let's go ahead and play our animation. They're all going to fall, and they're going to break this road. 3 different little holes right there. Just hit stop whenever you think it looks good. And let's just make those spheres invisible. So just hit your red lights on these. There we go. And when we bring it into our render view, there we go. That's what we have there. And so you can see our little cracks that we have in the road. The last thing I want to do is I want to add a little area light because there's a main light source right here behind the buildings here. Like your sunset, and so I'm going to just go and add a light. Let's add an area light. Area light's fine. And then I'm just going to bring this up here. I'm going to move that area light way back in the background where it needs to be, and just rotate it so it's aiming at our cracks. So let's see what it looks like in render view. It's probably going to be too bright. Yeah, it's pretty bright right there. That's not what the original scene looks like. So I'm probably gonna have to tone down the, let me just make it go further back. Maybe that would work. Yeah, I'm just gonna make it go further back. I think that's fine right there. Okay, that's good enough. I could play around with it more, but I think that looks fine right there. You can see this is our render. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and render this. We've got our 3 cracks. It's like 3 little big potholes right in our road here, and that looks fine. And now we want to render it. So let's go to Redshift and our render settings. And we already have 3000 by 2309. That's perfect. You can go in Redshift and you can change your sampling. I'm just going to do a little bit more. This is a tutorial, so I don't want to do like a lot, but I'm just going to change it to 16 by 32 for our samples. And I think that's going to be good enough. And so let's go ahead and render it. So just go and render to picture viewer. And it's not going to take too long, I don't think. If you wanted, obviously a high resolution version, you can do more of a, a heavier render. But I think this is going to be fine right here. Yep, there are our cracks. That looks good right there. I could do some more animations and make the spheres bigger and smaller and stuff, but I think that's fine right there. Let's just go ahead and save that. So save image, and you just want to save it somewhere that you're going to remember it. Tutorial render. Now here is our original image. Let's go ahead and bring that file that we just rendered. There it is. We can just go ahead and copy and paste this right in here, and it's already exactly where we want it to be because we had it perfectly lined up in Cinema4D. I don't like all that black though, and we don't need this little white thing right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a layer mask on here, and I'm going to invert it. Control I. I don't even want to see it right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint white on the spots that are the cracks. And so I'm just going to paint white on my layer mask right here where all these cracks are. So just like that. And there we have it right there. There are our cracks. Now, it doesn't look like it matches perfectly because the colors it doesn't match. This is more like a bluish purple color, and the background's a little bit more gray, a little bit more greenish into it. And so we can play around with the color grading and try to get it to match, or we can just change it to overlay, like an overlay blend mode. And that's not bad, but we have to make our lighting a little bit more. So there's two ways to do this. I'm just gonna show you both of them. Let's do this one first. I'm going to actually, let's make a copy here. So now we have both of them. I want to show you the overlay version and then the color blend version. So let's go and do the overlay first. So change it to overlay. Now you have this, but it's a little bit too dark because your concrete's a little bit darker, and so it's making the entire road too dark. And so what we want to do is do a levels adjustment on it. And then just with your levels adjustment, nope, not brightness, levels adjustment, you want to make your midtones go up a little bit like this. Maybe even your highlights go up, and you can bring, play around with these sliders. You can tell that it's not bad. It's not a bad thing, but it does look a little bit too warm. And so what I want to do is just go to my reds, take down my reds just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then you could also bring up your blues if you need to. I might actually have to. Blues are actually all right. Let's go to your greens and see how that looks. And I think that's pretty good like that. Okay, so that's not bad. This is before the levels adjustment, and this is after. And so you can tell that that looks a lot better. And another thing that you could do here, let's just go ahead and apply that mask there. This is what we have right here. Let me zoom in. You can see that this is the color that we have, this kind of like purplish, grayish color here. You could just sample that color right there and then change it back to overlay and then put your levels adjustment on it and just kind of paint that color everywhere around. And so that could kind of help blend it a little bit better if you wanted to do that. So let's go ahead and change that back to normal. So you can see that I'm just painting that like bluish, grayish, purple color everywhere. And so it just kind of blends in a little bit better. Okay, so I think that looks pretty realistic right there though. I think that looks great. Now, let me show you the other way to do it. And that is just a straight color grade. And it's very similar to what we just did, but this time you're not doing an overlay blend mode. You're going to just use it as a normal blend mode. But again, we're going to use our levels adjustment, and we're going to try to match it to this color back here. And so we can kind of assess the colors here where it's a little bit too red and too blue. So let's take out some reds, maybe add some greens a little bit, maybe take out some blues. And that's pretty quickly, that looks a lot better. Maybe it's a little bit too light, so you can bring down your midtones just a little bit. Something like that. And so a lot of that is just, it's just guesswork. It's just trying to figure out, what colors do I need to take out? What colors do I need to add? But that's a good way to do it. Oh, let me show you one more way to blend it as well. So let me try this one. Make another copy. All right, the last way that you can blend it, this doesn't always work very well, is put a new layer right above it. And then what you want to do is just grab one of these colors of the road that's already in the scene. So grab this like grayish color here and just paint directly over it, just like that. Just paint over your cracks, just like that. And then change your blend mode to color. And so that's not bad, it's not great, but that's one way that you could do it if you just don't want to waste any time. You just take the color in the scene and then just set it to color. Personally, I think the overlay one looks the best. That's just my opinion, but the other one doesn't look bad either. But yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you make cracks into a road. Very easy to do in Cinema4D, very easy to do in Photoshop once you have it. Just blend those things together. But I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. It's a lot of fun to do, and you have a lot of possibilities with this type of technique. And so I can't wait to see what you guys can create. Feel free to send them to me. I would love to check them out. But that's all I got for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again at the next tutorial. Thanks, guys.